What's going on, brothers? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic future live stream. I'm your gracious host, IP. First and foremost, how's my audio? If you can please press on one in the live stream chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. Mayday, Mayday, can y'all hear me loud and clear? Thank you very much. How's the audio? How is the audio? How's the audio? Xavi, we got Xavi, the manager of Barcelona and all-time great football midfielder. Shout out to Xavi, man. Base Pill Clips, appreciate you, bro. Give me a couple more ones in the live stream chat, please, just to make sure I'm clear across the board. Press a one, got over 10 people watching. Can I get a couple more ones, please? Come on, man. Be active, be proactive. Come on, man. Aussie, Raphael Taylor, awesome. So let's get straight into it, brothers. So big shout out to brothers who have supported the channel over the past couple of years, and welcome aboard the new people. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. The King, let's keep it. I'm gonna put you on timeout there, the King, because we're not about that. Those kind of words on this channel. We gotta keep it respectful, right? We're a different type of brothers here. We're not on that time here, so keep it respectful. No, it's not flying on my channel, right? So anyone that's out of hand, talking out their neck, want to play up stereotypes, you will get timed out. If you do it again, you will get permanently blocked. All right, be serious up in this mofo. Stop it. All right, it's not flying over here. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put a couple more brothers on timeout too, because it ain't funny too, man. It also ain't funny too. All right. We gotta be serious here. You come here, you come correct. All right. So when you come in tonight, please like the video. Please, of course, hit the PayPal donations. Of course, please make sure you join the Python course. Okay, the Python course. Make sure you join the Python course upcoming, where I teach you. And as you know, I'm a serious teacher, and that's why people respect me when I teach this Python stuff, right? Okay. Well, I get to the point. We don't play no games up here. We got goals and objectives to achieve this year. All right. So if you're interested in IT, right, want to get into IT, want to build your skill set, right, want someone that will actually teach you in a efficient manner, make sure, right, join the upcoming Python course. Okay, make sure you do so. Also, cop the merch, join the Patreon, and let's get it cracking, man. So I've got a very special guest here today called Mr. Bryson. Okay, and Bryson is here to break down Guatemala for us. How you doing, Bryson? How you doing, bro?
Hello. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. Loud and clear. You good?
Great. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, Bryson, I want to say thank you very much, bro, for taking the time out in breaking down Guatemala City, bro. Brother, do you mind giving us a brief intro about who you are, where you're from, or anything special about you, bro? Break it down.
Well, yeah, I'm originally from the USA. Yeah, I think I started traveling around maybe 19, and I took my first trip to Europe, and it was just absolutely life-changing, and then I was pretty much hooked. And yeah, no, I've traveled to many countries throughout the world, and it really helped expand my mind. And yeah, so I'm happy to share anything that I can with everybody out there.
Awesome, bro, awesome. So, Mr. Bryson, Guatemala City, brother. A very interesting country. Can I ask you first, brother, why you chose to go there in the first place?
Oh boy, that's a whole story. I actually I met well, the beginning of it, I met a girl actually in Mexico City traveling, and I was in the area, and she was in Nicaragua, so I was kind of going through Guatemala to meet this girl that I was planning to meet. That makes sense. Yeah, that's another story, but yeah.
Okay, Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, going on from there, brother, right? Where were you in Guatemala? What particular city, bro, or cities?
So I was originally started in Belize, and it's kind of a tour. A lot of people go from Belize down to like Panama, like they're touring Central America. So yeah, I went to Flores, Guatemala. Then I went to Panajachel, or Antigua, excuse me, Antigua, and then it was Lake Atilan, but that's like a yeah, or Lake Atilan, and then there's a national park called Saint Luc Champagne, and I went over there also.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So now, let's get straight into it, brother. Definitely want to get a great breakdown about Guatemala. So, first question to you, brother, is accommodation. So, where did you stay, brother? Was it a hotel? Was it Airbnb? And where should we stay when we go out there, brother? Break it down for us.
Well, I was kind of just at that time I was solo, and I was sort of backpacking. So I was mostly staying at hostels. I stayed at a hotel probably for like a week. I was there like a month, and I probably stayed at a hotel accommodation like a week when I was there. I actually met she was a girl from Holland along the way, and we just started hanging out, and we just got hotels together from that point once we met. So that's when I was getting hotels.
Okay, and how much did the hotels cost you, brother? Was it cheap? Was it expensive?
Oh yeah, I mean it was pretty cheap. The hostels might have been maybe anywhere from $8 to $10 a night, and maybe the hotel could have been like 25 to 50.
Okay, awesome, bro. So,
But I
bro,
mean,
you are
I'd probably say it might be average, maybe 25, 30, something like that. But it depends on what you're looking for. You know, I wasn't really going for anything that fancy.
so basically, would you say you're a hostel kind of person, brother? You like staying in hostels when you travel?
I mean, it depends on the situation, but I usually when I'm traveling, yeah, hostels.
Interesting. Okay, brother. No, that's interesting.
Yeah, backpacker
Yeah,
style.
a lot cheaper,
Yeah.
brother. And of course, brother, you meet people who are international, right? So obviously, side question here. When you were in a hostel in Guatemala, did you meet women there, brother? And what nationality? And of course, brother, what they checking for you?
Oh, good question. I mean, the weird thing about it was the hostels were pretty dead when I was there. So like every hostel that I went to was dead. But when I was there, I met yeah, I mean there was this other Dutch girl traveling alone, and then we met and we just started hanging out. So yeah, but I couldn't necessarily say if they were checking or not because I guess it was usually, all the hostels were dead for whatever reason.
Awesome, bro. So so now obviously hostels, right? Hostels are, what's it called? A great way to meet people of different nationalities. And on my Patreon is in Germany, some brothers got really really freaky in hostels, but I'm gonna keep it PG. Go on the Patreon for that, brothers. So next question for you, brother, right? Can you break down as to who runs the country of Guatemala? What demographic of people? Is it obviously the native Hispanic people? Is it the white Europeans? Is it, are there black people there? Who actually runs that country, brother? Or is it American influence that actually runs that country through their influence?
That's a very interesting question. Who runs that country? And I would kind of say Central America, Mexico, is all kind of in a similar situation. It seems to me there's sort of maybe a caste system of like there's sort of indigenous people, and then there's like indigenous and white people, like mixed, like indigenous white, and then there's like white people there, and which is like a very, like it's a rare class of people, but there are some there. So I don't. I mean, this is just what I saw on the ground. So I mean, you might need to like do some real research on this, but it seems like maybe the the wealthy like white Guatemalans run the situation. You know what I mean? And I think that it just goes down from mix with white and like the native people there. And then if you're like just completely indigenous, like I'm completely native, then that seems like in general like the lower class. But I mean, also Latin America has a lot of different, anomalies. So I wouldn't necessarily compare it to the deal with racism in the States per se. Like, I mean, maybe we could talk about this later, but as a black man, I didn't necessarily think they were racist towards me at all. I mean, it was just sort of because I felt like I was almost out of the system, so they couldn't even really judge me one way or the other. You know what I mean?
So, but let me ask this then, bro. Are there do black Guatemalans exist there in Guatemala, or is it mostly natives, Guatemalan and white Europeans that live there?
Yeah, there's black Guatemalans actually, and I can just tell you a brief story. So I was there's this market in Antigua, and I was just kind of wandering around I'd get some food at the market, go back to the hostel, cool, and then but there was this he was a black Guatemalan guy, and he was just asking me for some money, and I was like, I was just we just started having a conversation, and he just said, oh man, like I was just deported from Mexico, because I was working illegally in Mexico. I was like, what? You were deported from Mexico? That doesn't make any sense, Then yeah, imagine I met a black Guatemalan guy, speaks perfect English, just deported from Mexico. And like, there's all this drama with like how Mexicans don't like how, they deport Mexicans from the US. So, and then I just gave him like 3 mangoes because I didn't have any cash. So, but yeah, there's not very many black Guatemalans there, but I'd probably say it could be 5% of the population. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the system. I mean, it didn't seem like it was particularly racist towards them. Like, I almost think they might even be kind of like on the same level as a white and indigenous person, but that's just like what I saw,
Okay, awesome, bro. So, brother, so let's go down to the people, right? When it comes to Guatemalan people, are they kind people? Are they extroverts? Are they introverts? Are they closed off people? How are Guatemalan people like, brother, in general, as a group of people?
Oh, I mean, extremely warm. Yeah, extremely warm. Very, very. They'll talk to you, very friendly. You know, I have nothing bad to say. I would probably say most of the population is sort of native or indigenous, and it creates the interesting dynamic. Like I heard like the native indigenous languages spoken on the streets very often, maybe perhaps even more than Spanish. So that was a really interesting experience. But yeah, the people there were very kind.
Awesome. This is great. So, brother, you being there as a passport bro, as a brother, did you look at any sort of investment opportunities there that passport bros who are in IT or who obviously with a professional job could invest in that country for business purposes? Or were you not concerned about that? Or if there was any opportunities there in your opinion?
Me personally, I wouldn't necessarily look at Guatemala to invest in. I think, I mean, if it were me, I would probably just opt for Mexico if I was going to invest in that region. But I definitely think there could. I mean, and also in that time I was just kind of backpacking, so my eyes wasn't necessarily looking for that. But I definitely think there could be some great opportunities there. I mean, the cost of living is pretty affordable in general, and I think if you're coming with a Western income, you could definitely probably be in a great situation.
Okay. That's awesome, bro. So next question for you, brother, right now is in terms of so how did you meet people there and make friends there? Obviously, apart from the whole hostel situation there, what about making friends in Guatemala, Guatemalan people? Where did you go to? How did you meet them? What's your advice for passport bros and obviously making connections there in Guatemala, meeting new people?
You can kind of be in a bit of a traveler's bubble, and I think mostly I met West like Europeans when I was there, and that happens sometimes when you're backpacking. I mean, I would say I think hostels are a great way to meet people, and a lot of the hostels also have co-working spaces. So if you're like working remotely or doing something like that, which I was at the time, there's co-working spaces in the hostel, and also I went to some co-working spaces in Antigua, and then I met a couple of people there. Um, And I don't necessarily think I made any like I think that the Dutch girl that I met, we kind of got pretty close, but I don't necessarily think I met like Guatemalans that were like we were like so great friends. But I mean, they were in general they were kind, but I don't think it was like the necessarily the the situation that I could really make that many deep relationships there. You know what I mean? Because I was just traveling.
Okay, that's cool, brother. So now let me ask this right. What were your first impressions of the country, right, when you first touched down in Guatemala? Was it something that I'm hearing background noise? Everything good?
Yeah, it's good, good. Yeah.
Okay. So, brother, what were your first impressions of Guatemala when you first arrived there? Was it according to expectations? Did it blow away your expectations? Break down infrastructure for us. Break it down first, brother, in that scope of question.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just kind of with Guatemala. I kind of would answer this like this. Like I think there's nothing that was exceptionally bad that I thought about the infrastructure, but I think it's kind of. I mean, there's nothing like that bad, but I mean, it's definitely you can tell there's kind of uh, some lacking of infrastructure. Like I mean, there's some parts where it really, 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 really does look poor, you know. And I think that can be, and I think it kind of goes down. I think Guatemala is probably the country in Central America besides Panama that seems like it's you know a little bit doing a little bit better, but then the other cities or the other countries in Latin America or Central America seem even much worse than that. But so I wouldn't say it has good infrastructure, but nothing stuck out to me as really bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, let me ask this, brother. Right. So, in terms of transportation, Mr. Bryston, how did you move about, brother? Was it via subway? Was it train? Was it Uber? Was it taxi? How did you move around out there, bro?
That's funny, man. I actually moved around primarily by chicken bus. It was yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if they have this in Panama, but it's just they buy. Actually, I mean, from the USA, I kind of get it because I used to ride the school bus when I was in school, younger. And what they do is they buy old school buses from the USA and just deck it out, put all this crazy paintings and all kinds of other crazy stuff on it, and then that's their public transportation and their long transportation like from city to city. So it's just chicken buses and it's cramped, tons of people in there, way too many people in there than they probably should have. And yeah, it's crazy. It's super cheap, but it's just yeah, not the most comfortable situation.
Okay.
I think when I went to the national park in Samuk Champay, I think there was like a collectivo taxi or something like that, but all of it was very cheap. It was exceptionally cheap.
Are those chicken buses safe?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't. I mean, it's a bus, so I mean, if you hit I mean, what could I mean? There's only so much that can mess up a bus, but um, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's very regulated. You know. I mean,
Okay.
nothing happened to me. I mean, there's thousands of Guatemalans riding it per day, so I mean, I guess it's okay. But I'm sure it's not very regulated like in like England or something like that. No,
So they ain't got a subway there or Uber.
no, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. So chicken buses. Wow. Okay. So now, brother, what about food? So tell us more about Guatemalan food. Is Guatemalan food tasty? And what was your favorite cuisine in Guatemala?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed the food, and yeah, it's kind of similar to Mexican food, and you kind of need to go to Mexico to see how that is, but yeah, similar to that. The thing that I remember the most is that they had a torta, and then they would put like beans on the torta, and then all this other toppings on this torta, and and then that seemed like the thing that I saw the most on the street, and I really enjoyed having that. And then they have some similar things like they would have in Mexico, like some of the the corn on the street, or you know tortillas, because they like make the tortillas fresh. And also they had some just things like you've seen other Latin American countries, like rice and beans, kind of those staples. So I kind of say it's a little bit similar to Mexico, but just its own kind of a little bit unique things that you can find there. It's what stuck out to me is that torta, which I loved having.
Amazing stuff there, bro. So next question for you, Mr. Bryston, is now in terms of cost of living. So when you compare the costs in Guatemala to America, which is cheaper, and how much cheaper is Guatemala or America, if it's possible? Break it down.
Oh boy, man, it's a lot cheaper than the U.S. Yeah, maybe it might even be 75% cheaper. It depends. It could be more if you're in a certain location. I think you could probably live. I mean, it depends on how you're trying to live, of course, but I think if you were cutting corners, maybe you could do it for $400 a month, $450 a month. If you were and that's out the door. If you were doing, maybe if you were trying to live like a little bit more bougie, maybe it could be $1,000 a month. But if you were, I feel like at the same time, maybe if you were looking for that lifestyle, maybe Guatemala wouldn't be necessarily the place. But that's just kind of how my perception of it. I mean, maybe Guatemala City, but I didn't even go there because a lot of people say the city is quite dangerous. So yeah, I could. It's pretty cheap. I mean, I got the tortas on the street for maybe $2 I stayed in a nature retreat in the national park. It was like $10 a night, including an all-you-can-eat buffet. And then like all the activities were cheap. Like I went to these nature activities for maybe it was like $20. The hostels were about $10. So food's extremely cheap, lodging's pretty cheap, transportation's cheap. So yeah, I mean it's but you gotta kind of be the type of person that wants to deal with that, because it's not it may not be the most comfortable situation, and if you wanted those luxuries, it that's when it starts to get expensive.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So I want to ask this, Mr. Bryston, right? This is an awesome live stream so far. Cost of living is a lot more cheaper, and that's great. You can basically live like a king out there in Guatemala. What about safety, brother? Right? As a brother, as a black man, right? Break down the safety aspects: walking by yourself in the night, going clubbing, being by yourself. Is it a safe country, Guatemala, or are there some safety concerns there, in your opinion?
I think, and I've traveled quite extensively in Latin America, and there are a lot of things on the news about, crime and things like that. But I kind of look at it like the U.S., because, for instance, I live in an area of the U.S. that's extremely safe, but there's other areas in the U.S. that are, like a war zone that are extremely dangerous. In Latin America and in Guatemala, in this case, it's the same. I felt no concerns of safety in all the places that I went. But I mean, I went to certain places, like I've heard Guatemala City can be dangerous. So maybe I wouldn't walk around there, but where I was, I had no problem with safety whatsoever. But I will warn, anybody who's going to go there that there are places that could, be dangerous.
Interesting there. Where were you at in Guatemala then? What city did you spend most time in Guatemala?
I'd probably say Antigua. And Antigua is a beautiful city. Cobblestone streets, very historic, very cultural. It's a beautiful little city. So that was the majority I was. But I was also in Flores, and it's also kind of interesting. It's settled around it's kind of like a lake on an island, but there's a short little strip of land that leads to the mainland. and it's very compact. But every street leads out to the lake, and it's just beautiful. It's a very interesting place. And also the national park. I was at the national park, and then there's this place called Lake, or it was called Lake Antiguan and Panachachel. It's all there's a lot of little cities around there, but the lake is also beautiful. It's just it's a really breathtaking sight.
Awesome, bro. I'm hearing music. Are you? I'm hearing some copyright music. Are you playing music, or is that your surrounding?
Oh, it's just in the background. I tried to move into a more quiet area.
Okay, is there a quieter area you can move to, if possible?
Uh,
Okay, now
Sorry
it's
about
gone.
that.
No worries, bro.
Oh,
Obviously,
that's funny. I think I even.
Gone, bruv.
Okay, I'll just go back and. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome, perfect. Thank you, bro. So now, brother, racism. You as a black man, as a brother, did you experience any racism in Guatemala from the Europeans there, the native people there? Any sort of animosity towards you, bro?
Um, no, absolutely not. The people were for the most part fine. I don't think there was any blatant racism. I thought the people were for the most part pretty nice. I mean, I didn't necessarily think I built any strong relationships there, but if anything, I would say probably I would probably be treated better there than the U.S. So yeah, I mean, if you're a foreign person, from a Western country and you're a Black American, they don't necessarily look at they wouldn't just necessarily say you're black, so you're this way or that way. So no, I personally I didn't find it racist. I think they're
Okay.
racist towards indigenous people, but as a black man, I didn't have any racism or anything like that.
Okay. Interesting there, bro. Interesting. Um, okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So let me ask this now, bro. What's the culture like in Guatemala? Is it a conservative culture? Is it a liberal culture? Is it in the middle of both of them? Break it down for us, bro, and tell us why.
That is a little bit of a weird question because I would need to know what you mean by conservative. Like, it's a culture that's very lively. Like like the people kind of live outside. It's very family orientated. There's kind of there's always kind of and I would say that's similar in other countries of Latin America. It's always kind of a party or an event going on. So it seems like more on the extroverted side, like you know, it, in every like people live outside. People are always with others, but um, I don't think it's I by liberal. Could you go? Did
Yeah.
you say conservative or liberal?
Yeah, so basically, in terms of basically conservative meaning, so are they family first? Woman obviously has to seek marriage early 20s. No woke stuff that we see in the West in Guatemala. Or is it liberal, where a bunch of degeneracy happens? Women are out there wearing mini skirts, dressing half naked, doing crazy stuff, throwing the box around, a whole bunch of demonic nonsense we see in the West happening in Guatemala. So that's what I mean by it. Is it conservative like that, or is it liberal like
Oh,
that?
okay. I think first of all, it depends on the girl. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's some women like that, and I was even there's some guys that there's definitely some prostitution there.
Oh,
I would
careful,
say
bro.
as a
3 or 4 ism. Keep it coded, please, bro. 3 or 4 ism.
okay, yeah. So I think maybe there is that, but at the same time, I think as a whole, it seems like it's more family orientated, and definitely they have kind of maybe in some ways like a more patriarchal mindset. Like the women are more feminine and traditional, like leaning towards that. Like in Guatemala, I mean, a lot of the women are living in a traditional way, like they live way in the past. So modern feminism or modern like the way of life hasn't even really caught up there, if you know what I mean.
Amazing. That's exactly what I want to hear, bro. So, brother, so we're passport bros. I'm an IT bro. And I'm telling you, brothers, join my Python
Uh-huh.
class right now. Right, the spots are filling up very quickly. If you want to change your life, live this remote working lifestyle, be in Guatemala next year or this year, you gotta get into IT. Right, it is the best revenue or avenue for you to be a remote worker. I'm going to teach you Python myself, right, in an interactive session style teaching, and that's why the brothers love my courses. Okay, so brother, right, lifestyle. Okay, what's the lifestyle there? Okay, if you're going to be living there in Guatemala, is it a high class lifestyle? Is it a normal lifestyle? What kind of lifestyle does the average person live there in Guatemala? You as a passport bro, what kind of lifestyle will you live there, bro? Break it down for us.
Okay, I mean, I would say, I mean, I feel like you could live, if you wanted to live, yeah, and I mean, I haven't really been to Guatemala City, so I'm more so speaking of my experience in other Latin American capital cities. I think you could kind of live, a high class lifestyle in Guatemala City as just based on what I've experienced in like Mexico City, Bogota, other ones. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily go to Guatemala for that. I would go to Guatemala to kind of live a natural life, live a life that's like not so stressful, like where you're kind of away from things, where and you just like kind of to look to explore nature, reconnect with yourself. I think that would be the lifestyle Guatemala would excel at, if you know what I mean. And also, you could kind of live in kind of like a historic, like Spanish or Italian type of looking city, something like that. If you were looking for that, you could definitely find it for a very low price in Guatemala.
Wow, incredible. But so the people in Guatemala are living a very normal lifestyle. Isn't extroverted, isn't extravagant. It's a normal lifestyle. Go to work, be a family, have rice and beans. Have rice and beans. But just a normal lifestyle, brother. Is that what you're saying to me?
I mean, it seems to me that it's like calm and simple, like and it's everywhere I went in Guatemala, it was always like kind of natural, you know. That's what I got. I mean, and I mean, I bet economically things are really tough there for the locals because the infrastructure doesn't seem that good, and then I definitely saw a lot of poverty there. So I mean, I don't know like how everybody's doing, but it seemed like some people might be struggling too. But it just depends on the situation a lot too of the person.
Awesome. Okay, brother. So brother, before I go on to the woman part there, is there anything else you wanted to speak about life in Guatemala? Let's say about internet connection. Right, when you out there, is it strong? Is it good out there? The internet connection brother in Guatemala. 'Cause obviously, we're IT
Oh, I don't.
brothers. Go on, bro.
I don't think there's any problem with the internet. I mean, I was even in this remote nature retreat in the national park, and the internet was great. It was excellent. I think maybe even sometimes the internet at that place might have been better than the internet I find in the U.S. a lot of the time. So, yeah, no, I had absolutely no problems with the internet. Yeah, it's great.
Incredible, incredible, awesome. So, wow, Guatemala may have potential here. Cheap cost of living, but the safety aspect. I just want to drill down a bit further there. Safety, brother. Right? Did you feel safe, or was there a point where you felt being uneasy? Obviously, Colombia has problems at the moment. It's very unsafe there in Colombia, Medellin. Dudes getting drugged, robbed, whatever, deleted, unalived. Uh, could that happen in Guatemala? Did you feel like that kind of scene there? Gangs, women, drugging dudes. Break it down for us, bro.
I feel like I've been to Colombia, and I feel like that type of drug stuff can happen in Colombia, but I don't think it could happen in Guatemala. I mean, it could be dangerous in a different way, but I don't think they do that, Uh, but I mean, I can just say based on my personal experience, I felt completely safe. I am a little bit more of an adventurous traveler. I mean, I was traveling solo in Central America, and I've been to Mexico quite a lot. But I felt completely safe everywhere I went. I mean, these are more touristic areas, but no, I mean, I personally felt very safe.
Amazing, fantastic, brother. So now, before I go into the woman part there, brother, cities that you recommend, brothers, to actually go there, live there for a good quality of life in Panama. Can you list out for us, brother, and tell us why, from your top choice to your bottom choice? Break it down for us, please.
I would say, if it were me, I would go to Antigua, or I would go to Flores. Those are the two ones I'd go to.
Can I ask why,
I
brother?
mean,
Go on.
I mean, I think like Lake Atilan, like that area. It's an area. There's a lot of little cities. I mean, that's beautiful too. But if for me, I go to Flores or Antigua.
Well, why so, bro? You missed out the capital city, Guatemala City, brother, which is pretty much unheard of when we speak about countries, right? Why are you avoiding? Why haven't you mentioned Guatemala City, brother? What's the reason for that?
Oh, I didn't really go there, but everybody said don't go to Guatemala City. I mean, they said it's like nothing special. It's not that entertaining. It's dangerous. And yeah. So I mean, that's kind of why I avoided it. And I think I find a lot of the capitals in Latin America for me not very appealing because it's there's it's I actually like a walkable city, and I like culture and art and things like that. And I don't really like to deal with that much stress. So in the capital cities in Latin America, they tend to be like there tends to be tons of traffic. It tends to be really inefficient. There tends to be high crime. Um, I did see this thing the other day. They said that Guatemala City built a new neighborhood. So like these billionaires or millionaires built this whole new neighborhood in Guatemala City, and it's like very beautiful, very walkable, very inclusive. But so that I would visit that if I was in the area. I'd visit that because it seemed beautiful. But this was years ago where I went. So I find Latin American capitals like very like segregated, because it's like the rich and the poor are very separated because it's there's such a disparity that like it can be very dangerous if you have money, so. And then it just creates a vibe of like there's like nothing going on because everybody's just in their house. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, like Antigua's right near Guatemala City, and it's a whole different scenario.
Wow, brother, you
Beautiful,
get brothers.
walkable.
Go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like as opposed to Guatemala City, Antigua is very, tight knit, walkable, lots of different dining options, culture, easy to get around. So that's kind of why I would prefer there over Guatemala City.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So now, brother, I'm going to ask you a very important question. Okay, Mr. Bryston. This question here, Mr.
Yeah.
Bryston, is probably the most important question in the history of mankind, brother. But this question right here transcends centuries, decades, right? And it's been in existence since dinosaurs were roaming on planet Earth, brother. It's that powerful of a question, brother. We just can't get rid of this question, brother, right? This question here, brother, can stop a meteor right from destroying planet Earth, bro. This question right here, brother, is so powerful and pure and potent. It can allow mankind to walk on water like Christ did in the Bible, brother. This question, brother, is so powerful. It can turn water into wine and wine into water. A question so powerful, brother, it can split Earth into two. A question so powerful, brother, it can, you know, bring a deleted person back to life. As soon as that deleted person hears, are they for brothers? They're alive. All glory be to God. Okay, brother. This question is, brother, is are the women in Guatemala checking heavy, right, for brothers, black men, passport bros? Are they checking heavy for brothers, man? Break it down for us, bro. They checking?
Man, I love your introduction. That's some introduction, and yeah, no, I was excited to come on the podcast just for that, just to answer this question. But I would probably have to say not really.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, but
what?
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it. I don't think we should be
Damn.
checking for them. I don't think we should be
Oh,
checking for them. Yeah.
break it down then. Break it down. Why so?
Okay, so um man, I know there's gonna be some Guatemalan girl coming for me, you know. Like I don't know where she is, but she's gonna be coming after me. But I mean, I just kind of didn't find the women out there that attractive. I mean, they're just kind of. I'm a tall guy, you know. I'm 6'3". You know, I don't know if you know
Damn.
that in feet or whatever. Yeah, or 190. So you know, the girls out there are typically they're typically very short. Like we're talking like 5 foot. You know, like there's really short Latinas, and they kind of are like they're looking. I mean, you a lot of people don't know how these girls look because I can't really say they're Latina, but it's like it's a different type of Latina because they're like indigenous, you know. And I mean, I love you know, these types of girls too. I mean, but for some reason I just wasn't really feeling the girls out there, you know. They're just kind of like, you know, brown skin but really short. Didn't seem like they had necessarily very you know, like the type of bodies that we would probably usually go for either. So, you know, I probably, if, I mean, hey, everybody has a type, but that just wasn't my, my type. Um, I, to me, I got the vibe that these women were mainly looking for white men. Um, that's kind of what it seemed like. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be some women out there that would love a black man. I'm sure, but it seemed to me like the general like because I mean, there's just like kind of classism with like, you know, where the society sees the white men there as controlling everything, and that's from like the colonialism and all the crazy things that went on there. So I would say they probably go for white men if from my perception, you know what I mean.
Okay.
But
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
So can I unpack that real quick? So you're saying that they're not checking for us; they're checking more for white men. Okay. Cool. Is there a reason
yes.
why they're checking more for white men? What's going on there? Is it because I don't know why are they checking more for white men than other races of men?
Well, like I was trying to say before, so with who runs the country, you know, I think there's this kind of you know, this air of you know, white superiority.
Mm,
And it's not like it's a little bit nuanced and hard to understand because it's not like as a black man you'll go there and you'll face any racism. Like it's not like that, but at the same time, the white people are like the dominant class there. So, I mean, I'm not in the woman's mind. I don't know what they're thinking, but I think maybe that has something to do with it. But I don't think I even met one. I don't think, yeah, I don't think even one woman was kind of checking me out when I was out there. I mean, the girl that I met was was actually Dutch. I mean, and we were just friends because you know, I was actually kind of dating this other girl that I met. But yeah, and then funny enough, she was Korean. So like the girls that I was hanging out there was a girl from Holland and a girl from South Korea. But I will say this that if you it might be a good you might be in it to meet other travelers, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of, you know, girls from Europe and things like that traveling. So you could probably meet a lot of girls that way.
wow. So I want to unpack that Korea Dutch statement real quick, but interesting here. So um and this is the reason why, you know, in this world, right? This is a message to black men, right? Power is very important. Okay, people respect power, people respect ownership, people respect major business moves, and unfortunately, it just so happens to be that the white man has the most power in this world. Okay, and we know how he got that power. through colonization, right, through institutional racism, through obviously what Native Americans went through in America and in the Americas, Black American slavery, etc., etc. That trickles down through generations, right? So we haven't got a fair shot, Black men, right, on the power table. Women will always go after power, right? The guy could be the most ugliest guy in the world. He could be the ugliest white guy in the entire world, right? He will always get women. Because guess what? The white skin is a perception of power and money. Reason why I'm in the UK, I go down the high street, I see some swagless looking, right, white dudes who are the worst looking white dudes I've ever seen in my life with hot looking Asian woman, right? Why is that even a possibility? It's that power aspect. Women are always attracted to that. If the field was if there was an even playing level field, he wouldn't be getting women like that. I guarantee you. This is why I push for a multipolar world. I'm begging African countries, Caribbean countries to get their ish together. To get their ish together, please. Right? We can't fail the next generation of black kids. We can't, man. That's why I do what I do. That's why I give the IT game and secrets to other black men to get on this game. It's a constant war every day, man. And the South Americans, the white worship there is heavy amongst them. I know it, I've seen it, and I heard about it. In Brazil, in Argentina, Guatemala, wherever you go to, it's heavy. Ain't that right, Bryson?
Oh, it's true. And in Guatemala, they call it like a banana republic because actually the United States kind of, they went. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but they kind of went and overthrew the government and made the whole country become this kind of banana plantation kind of thing. Um, and also there was a lot of other European colonization there, and like most of the people who are there are indigenous. So it kind of created this whole backwards class struggle. So I mean, and I think that probably has a lot to do with it, to why they might be looking for a maybe they wouldn't necessarily be looking to date a black man out there. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was just there about a month, but that I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, I mean, I would say most places I've traveled, I've gotten a lot more attention than Guatemala. I think that might have been near the bottom.
Interesting. Interesting. So now, okay. So you said you dealt with Korean and Dutch women there. Um, was that in the hostel you met these two women?
I met the Korean girl about a couple of months, maybe maybe 2 or 3 months before, and I met the Dutch girl. I met her just in actually it was funny. We met in a boat. It was like in the middle of the night in a boat in the middle of Lake Atilan. So and we were the only two people on the boat. So that's kind of how we met. And we actually ended up going to a hotel. Like we got off the boat and I just kind of started a conversation with her. And then there was this other Black American guy there, and he was telling me, like, "Oh yeah, you come to this hotel; it's really cheap. Y'all can stay together." And I was like, "There's no way she's gonna go for this." And then she was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do that. We can save some money." So I was like, "Wow, okay." So then we were just traveling together after that for about 3 weeks. So on that night, so
Okay. So brother, the South Korean chick you met a couple months before, did you travel to Guatemala
Mhm.
with her?
No, so she was we really hit it off in Mexico. But I went my separate ways and she went my separate ways, but then we just we just kept in touch a lot. The chemistry was there. So I ended up going to see her again. And she was in like Nicaragua. So I just went there. And I was actually I was traveling around there anyway. I was traveling to that area anyway. So but we
Okay.
actually later became we started dating, and she actually moved back to the United States with me from after that trip. Yeah, so and then we started living together.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay. So the Dutch chick, obviously, brother, keeping it PG, you smashed. It's whatever, bro. So Korean.
Oh no, man, no, man. No, I was a little bit more um inexperienced, so to speak, at that time. No, I didn't do anything. Yeah, it was funny because I thought that was probably going to happen. But well, she had told me she had a boyfriend, so I didn't even take it there. And I was literally meeting this girl in like a couple of days, so I didn't even go there. But yeah, so I was more focused on meeting the Korean girl that I was already dating. You know what I mean?
Good man, good man.
No,
But so, brother,
yeah, we became good friends. Like me and the Dutch girl, we became good friends, but it wasn't something sexual.
so now, obviously, you're in Guatemala, hot weather, pineapple juice, apple juice, mango juice, whatever, a hot scene.
Yeah.
You're there with a Korean chick. Always, brother, keeping it PG.
Yeah.
You got down with her, right? In that environment, bro.
Oh,
Yeah?
I mean,
Keeping it
I don't
PG.
know. I
Yeah.
don't know what I should say. I mean, like, what surprised me is that I just didn't have any. I had never really met, and I mean, I had met an Asian woman before, but I didn't know they were like, these. I mean, I just didn't know that she would be into a black man like that. Just like, she was really coming. She was really coming for me, man. And I just kind of, I was not, maybe I had this perception of Asian women just really, soft and not really into that type of thing. But she was, man, like she was coming at me like a tiger, man. Like, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Now,
So
switching it
and
over.
for anybody who thinks that Asian or Korean women don't like black men, I can tell you right now that they do. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go into details.
So,
Yeah.
before we even deconstruct Guatemalan chicks further, brothers, let me put into your mind how it goes. Like when you're with a foreign chick in a hot country. There's a film called The Beach, right, with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? It's that kind of scene there, brothers. A beach. It's like a idyllic environment, hot sun. Go and check out the film called The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. You watched that film before, bro?
Oh no, I haven't seen this before. No.
Okay, so that's how it gets down there, brothers, man. Just chill vibes, hot woman, hot weather, a bad foreign chick. You do what you want with her, keeping it PG, of course. That's what I'm gonna say, brothers. So, Mr. Bryston, right? Um, let me ask this right now, yeah. Guatemalan chicks not good looking in the face. Okay, cool. Is that the European and the native looking chicks that aren't good looking and the black chicks as well across all races, or are you referring to the native looking chicks that aren't good looking?
I think. I mean, I don't want to be like. I mean, maybe I'm just not attracted to these types of women. I mean, I don't want to say that. I mean, who knows? I mean, to another person, maybe they're attractive, but the indigenous people, the indigenous women in Guatemala specifically, I wasn't really that into them. I think there's other type of women that kind of look like more like Mexican. And they were looking okay, but uh, I don't even think any of them were anything that I told them about. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so brother, what about body wise then? Are they curvy, slim, thick? What's the average Guatemalan chick packing when it comes to body?
That's the weird thing too. I mean, it didn't really seem like. I mean, with Latinas, they do have the body, but I didn't really think they really necessarily had a good body for the most part either. So yeah, I didn't really think any of it was there. I don't know, maybe. I mean, hey, you always see some pretty women, but I wasn't seeing that many.
Okay, interesting. So this brother Bryson isn't messing with Guatemalan chicks at all. So, brother, are they?
I mean, it's
Are
that
they?
it's also it's more like a natural place, so it's like I don't even think, maybe I just wasn't knowing where to go, but couldn't really find that many parties going on. It was like because like most of it was kind of like either like a small town nature resort. So I mean, it seemed like the people that might have been, you know, maybe doing that type of thing might have been foreigners, you know, because like it seemed like it was always kind of chilled, you know. Like
Wow.
that whole
So
time I was in Guatemala, I didn't go partying one time, if you know what I mean.
so brother, are they at least wifey? So obviously from your observations, from what you've heard, do you think you know Guatemalan chicks are wifey women or no, in your opinion?
I don't think they were degenerate. I mean, I'm sure there's some girls that are, but I don't think if I could, if it didn't seem like that was the usual case. Like I thought they were like family orientated women, submissive women, yeah. But you know, I mean, well, you know, I think you got to be with a woman that you also, you know, I like how she looks too. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean, but I think they were family orientated and submissive, kind of like that, yeah. So I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
so
and I think that would be making for a good wife material if they were family oriented, and so yeah.
they got the good qualities, submissive, feminine, they listen to you. It's just how they look just puts you off.
I, I wouldn't go for it. I mean, you know, maybe you know some of the, you know, there's some brothers that might go for it. Maybe if you're not as tall, you know, because they kind of have like a woman who's not, you know, because if you were like in Holland, you know, these women are really tall, so then now you're like shorter than your girlfriend, you know. Maybe it could be good for that, but I just wasn't really into women out there.
Interesting, brother. Interesting. So, wow. So, brother, supposedly, let's say there's a brother here who's still into Guatemalan women after the intro you've given, right? Where do you recommend him to go to in Antigua or Flores to meet good Guatemalan chicks, personality wise? Where do you believe they should go to, brother? Is it the parks? Is it the museum? Break it down for us, please, bro.
I would probably say Antigua is a place where it's like really walkable. I find that really easier to meet people in general in a walkable place. So it's just like kind of like a like historic type of city. So I think there you could kind of like you know, just hang out and see who you'll meet in some of the parks. Um, or you could go to I lost my train of thought a little bit. Uh, I would go to if it were me, I would probably go to I would probably target maybe meeting foreigners, and you know, like for instance, I hiked the volcano there. It was like a live volcano, and yeah, I met a lot. I felt like I met a lot of you know, close connections there. You know, because we were all on this massive hike up this volcano. So yeah, I would probably do some things like that.
Okay, awesome, bro. Awesome. Um, so shout out to Mr. Terrell Boxley for the $197 super chat. Appreciate you, Terrell. Did you smash any of her Dutch friends?
No, no, no. I mean, I was just, I was, man, I wasn't even, I didn't even know how to even go about it when I was out there. You know, I was so green when I was out there, man. No, I wouldn't even know how to. I mean, I probably could have if if in knowing what I know now, but no, no. I was just I was just pretty much focused on my future girlfriend that I met there. So
Okay, awesome, bro. Awesome. So, let me ask this now, brother. Um, what are some bad traits that obviously apart from how they look, right? What are some bad traits that you notice amongst Guatemalan women, personality wise, that passport bros should know before they obviously consider going for a Guatemalan chick?
I will say that I'll point out two things. So I think you can't ignore the financial situation because you know they're Guatemala. I mean, there's certain Guatemalan women or people even that are in a great financial situation, probably even better than the people in the West. But I would probably say the majority of people are like poorer. So I think maybe you gotta wonder if she's like, her intentions. And also, with Latin American women in general, they're very jealous. So, and you can kind of see their bad side once the jealousy comes out, and then they can get, they can do some really, really crazy stuff.
Okay, awesome, bro. So let me ask this now, brother. Okay, um, when it comes to communicating with people and women out there, what's the language that uh, we have to use? Is it Spanish, or do we have to use? Can we use English there when we communicate with the woman there?
I mean, in the tourist area, I mean, in the things that are catering to tourists, like the tourist areas, like there's people that speak, English, but I mean, I think by a large part the people speak Spanish. But Quetzal, which is the local indigenous language that's also really widely spoken. I mean, I doubt you could learn that, but Guatemala is a place that like a lot of people speak Quetzal. So it's not even it's very kind of it's one thing you got to understand about Guatemala. It's almost like you're living in the country of indigenous people. It's like truly like a country of indigenous people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Shout out to Mr. Kodra K for the £2 super chat. Appreciate you, Kodra K, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Awesome. All right. So, should we get some callers in, brother? Or are there some things you want to make us know about women? About, or are we good? Let's get some callers in. Up to you. We got half an hour. We got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, no, and I can keep on going if you want to. So just.
Okay. Awesome. All right, let's get some callers in. If you have any intel on Guatemala or any questions for our guests, please feel free to call in right now. Okay, and let's go. Let's get cracking. Okay, so invite. Before I do so, of course, I'm taking in new students for my upcoming Python course. I'm looking forward to teaching you. I'm a great teacher, as my students have said, and I'm a very serious teacher. So you're going to get value. Okay, it will be a classroom type setting, no games, no nonsense, just straight, real teaching, right? Real stuff, getting to the point of it, giving you brothers intel, knowledge, teaching you in a professional setting. Because in a game, right? 2024, we're not playing no games. 2024, we already in February. Time don't wait for no man. Time waits for no man, brothers. Every day you're thinking about traveling to these countries, etc., etc. Time ain't waiting for you, bruv. All right? Time waits for no man. Okay? So get into IT before it's too late. All right? I'm telling you, get into IT before it's too late. I'm here to teach you, brothers. Okay? I'm certified. All right? No games. So yeah, February is nearly over, bruv. We in 8th of February, bruv. Time moving faster than the speed of light up in this mofo. And you know how fast the speed of light is, right? Light is the fastest moving object in the entire universe. And time moving faster than life, bro. Right? I mean, me and Theo, we telling you get into IT, we telling you what to do. Y'all ain't listening, bruv, because right now, the Python course should be filled up. But some of y'all just ain't serious, bruv. Some of y'all ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. I'll keep it a stack. You're not gonna make it. Some of y'all, and that's sad. That's sad, bruv. You're gonna keep dreaming about these places while me, Theo, other brothers, we're gonna be traveling to these places and living there with our beautiful foreign chick. And you're gonna be in the West, imagining, watching my videos, right? Daydreaming. Mofo, we live the dream, mofo. Mofo, we live the dream, mofo. We live the dream, mofo. F you mean, bruv. And we out here helping y'all, brothers. You got the Patreon content. You got over 80 countries I've touched upon on this channel for free. Mofo's paying grands, thousands of pounds just to get this intel. I'm giving it to y'all for free, bruv. Y'all spot up in this mofo. The value that I'm giving y'all for literally pennies. Even my Python course should be a lot more I should be charging, to be honest. right? Because I'm paying for the Zoom fees, I'm paying for the Patreon hosting. That comes out the monthly check on Patreon. I'm literally teaching y'all for free. And some of y'all still won't take that opportunity. I don't know, bruv. Some of y'all just ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, bruv. Stop dreaming and get to it, bruv. Stop dreaming and get to it, bruv. Get to it, fam. Get to it, man. It ain't no game up in this mofo. I'm serious about changing lives, but y'all don't want to take that leap of faith. That's on you, man. That ain't on me. That's on you, bruv. That's on you, mofos. All right, so call in, yeah? Let's get some callers in. Terrell, turn your camera on in the background, please, so I know you're not a troll, brother. Yeah, Terrell in the building. Turn your camera off. Let me bring Mr. Terrell. Turn it off. Off. Let me bring Mr. Terrell in the background. What's going on, Terrell?
Hey, thanks for having me on, IP. I didn't actually catch the other brother's name, but it's glad to be on with y'all tonight.
Glad to have you back, Terrell, man. Looking forward to teaching you, bruv.
Oh man, I was low key harassing you. You know, I was like that's how serious I was. I was like low key, like I was in your DM, like you know what I'm saying. I was trying to get some cheeks or something. Pause. You know.
Pause, bruv. Pause.
Nah,
Flip.
I know it's
Pause,
a joke,
bruv.
bro. It's a joke, bro. Hey, but hey, IP, was I not blowing you up?
Hey, you were, bro. You would message me every other day. I'm like, bro, it's coming, bro. It's coming, bro. Give me some time, bro. It's coming, bro.
I'm talking about I was in Colombia blowing you up, man. I'm like I was down there like, man, when he gonna tell us, man, what's the date, man? Man, what? Stop playing with me. You know? So I know I was in that first 10, man. I know I was in that first 10 people to sign up, man, because like you said, and I said to Tessa, IP, you teach Python. Why did you tell me this like a year and a half ago? I'm tired of dealing with drunk people.
Welcome, bro. Looking forward to teaching you, brother. So, any questions for our guest
Oh
brother
my
in
God.
Guatemala?
So my question is, when he said that city, is that Flores, the city, the lake, where it's it's a giant lake with a bunch of little small cities around it?
No. That's Lake Atitlan. So Flores is there's also a lake there, but it's like a city in the middle. It's like there's a little strip of land that juts into the lake, and then there's a little city there at the end of that little. But yeah, I mean it's a small city, but you're talking about Lake Atitlan.
You
Flores
went
is a
there?
city in the middle of the lake. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Bro, I'm talking about, man, honestly, I think Guatemala is like one of those places you go to just to see the beauty of the earth. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And man, I'm low key jelly, a little bit jelly, but I'm also happy for you. Um, I'm happy that you got to experience that. I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying, I'm from America, and I've never really seen too many attractive Guatemalan chicks. Matter of fact, IP, when I was flying from Panama to when I was leaving Panama to go to Medellin, um, there was a Guatemalan chick sitting next to me, in this Sri Lankan chick, right, who's a nurse in the Virginia area, and I was not at all impressed with the Guatemalan lady, not at all. I said I knew she wasn't Colombian because she was not no not cute, bro. But she had money. She had money and she had cats and she liked wine. So, you know, I wouldn't want to go to Guatemala for the women. I would definitely go for the landmarks and for the experience of that. seems like a quiet place, and of course their history with the civil wars and America and us influencing their country. You know, I mean, I don't know if you know IP, but America messed up Central America, man, back in the
Mm,
60s, 70s, and 80s, bro. Like we're talking about, like they were
I know, bro.
the military, bro. It's messed up, bro. And I served. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
It's wild. But hey, brother, well, what is your experience like? What do you compare, like the cost of living compared Colombia versus Guatemala? Have you been to Colombia?
Yeah, I've been to I've been to Guatemala, like all over there. Yeah.
But have you been to Colombia and compared the difference
Oh,
in
sorry. Yeah, I've been to
prices?
Colombia. I've been to Bogota, Santa Marta, Medellin. Yeah, so I've been around there. Cartagena,
Cost
I've
of
been out there
living,
too.
cost of
Uh,
living in your mind, like, because it sound like you're in IT.
no, I was actually working remotely in marketing, but now I'm actually
Okay.
a teacher now. Um, but I would say, I think Colombia is a little bit more expensive, but they're almost the same.
Okay. Slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably 10, 15%
Right.
more.
Yeah, 15%. I would. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's about 15%.
Okay.
Hold that thought there, Terrell. I got to bring in another caller. Javi, can you turn your camera on in the background, please, so I know you're not a troll? Javi, can I see? Maybe the camera. Oh, yep, you confirm, Javi. Thank you, brother. Turn your camera off. Turn it off. Thank you, Javi. Let me bring Mr. Javi in the background. What's going on, Javi?
Yeah, we talked. I did your show for Argentina, I think Brazil,
Ah, welcome
and I
back,
was in
Javi, man.
Guatemala. Yeah. So I can give you
Oh,
some perspective. I'm gonna be
yeah,
brief because sometimes people can be long winded.
I know, of
They
course,
do check
brother.
for brothers. They do because I was there for like
Oh,
90 days.
oh,
Um,
okay.
you have to. I'll say this: if you don't speak Spanish, I don't know. What's your name, guy? The guy that went in the British phone
Bryson.
booth, Bryson. I don't know if you speak Spanish. Kind of. I would say to anyone listening, you got to speak Spanish because you don't speak Spanish, it's like it's gonna kind of fall off. Because I actually was trying to help somebody out with something, and they were trying to use Google Translate, and the chicks kind of told me like, "Yeah, tell them to go fuck off," like, or f off. That's pretty much what happened. But I was there, so I mean, if you want to do it like a separate stream one day, I was mostly in the city. I really didn't go to Panajachel. I didn't really do a lot of like the Tikal stuff. I just did the city. I did Antigua, and then I ducked off a little bit to like a beach town. That's certainly not too much worth talking about, but yeah, they do. You got to go to the city and you got to hit specific spots. Because I was there long enough where I hit those spots, and yeah, in the city, man, they pretty much will like talk to you, especially in the clubs at nighttime. They'll pretty much like come up and try to talk to you. So yeah, they do prefer white men. He wasn't wrong about that, but they kind of see you as an American or a British person, so they're just like, and they don't see black people that often, man. Like they really don't. So they're kind of like, you know, that's pretty much the gist of it. And it's not as cheap as Colombia. I would say Colombia is a little bit more higher to me, but Guatemala is like, it's like maybe lower than where Mexico is right now, but it's higher than Colombia. But I don't want to like take over your whole thing. I'm just telling you because I ducked off Instagram for a while. But yeah, if you interested in what my perspective is, which isn't totally different from his, but it is a bit different, I could loop you into that because I have
Yeah,
receipts. Like I'm not making up the chicks. Like I got photos and everything, so I could, I could tell you. There's a lot, man. I had like a girl leave her boyfriend to come talk to me. Like so, like it happened. Yeah, they check. It's just more like, yeah, they check. That's what I feel like. That it's just they just very like, they, you know what, I'll say this. They're not sure if you'll come and talk to them, if that makes sense. So they're not sure if they have like an inverse thing of like they don't have self-esteem to think that like you'll actually want to date them and take them serious. So that's why they don't come and talk to you. Even with the white men I know have said the same thing. They're kind of like, they look at you kind of like a god. That's what I'll put it like that.
yeah, brother. Javi, send me a DM, bro, on IG. Let's touch base, brother. It's been a minute. Hope you're well, brother. But Bryson, what was your thoughts about that, Bryson?
That's
He's
some
Oh,
game right there.
I mean, I
Bryson.
think that's a really, I think that's a really interesting perspective. And I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was there, like I don't think I was necessarily where women would be. Like I don't even think I necessarily saw that many women. Like I definitely did in Antigua, but I don't really think any of them seemed
Yeah,
like
I'm not gonna lie to
uncomfortable.
you. I was gonna cut you off because like Antigua is like gringo chaser like heaven. So I always tell people like don't. It's good. It's worth if you're a first time person, check it out. But I always tell guys, I met a black guy in Guatemala City, and he was like black Puerto Rican. He was bagging chick, like he was bagging them. I'll tell people you gotta go to the city. You gotta I have when I have my day IP, I can give you all I can give you all a map. I can pull up a map and be like, go here, go here, go here, go to these clubs. Because I even ran into a Guatemalan in Texas, and that's kid. He was a white Guatemalan, so he looks European. He was surprised, like you know so much about my country, like oh my god, like he thought I was, this dude. There's a lot of clubs I went to that I was the only American, so when I pulled up, they were like, oh. So they trust me, and when you go to the city, it's like Antigua, like because you're competing with British Brad that cheers for Liverpool, but you're in the city, man. They pretty much are like, oh my God, it's God on earth. Like they would just come and talk to you. So
Awesome,
Okay,
That's
well,
what's
I
awesome.
didn't go to
happening.
the city. I didn't go to the city, so I
that
can't speak on
yeah,
that.
most people don't.
Damn, bro.
Most people don't. I'm telling you, and that's why I said in the chat, it's like the city, man, is untouched. Like it's so untouched. Like it's But I only went to the bougie parts. I'm not talking about the hood. I went to the bougie parts that had the Starbucks and like the nice little American products, and those chicks would be and they're not ugly. So the indigenous and Guatemalans, I could carry on that, but the more mixed ones in the city, they got the money to they're not be Colombians, but they make sure to get their Zara clothes on and got their little colognes or perfume. So yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I'm just wondering, like, so what did you think about Guatemala City? Because I heard I've only heard bad things about Guatemala
Yeah,
City.
so Guatemala sensationalized it a lot. The city's not. They're not. You're tall as fuck. They're not gonna tall as F. They're not gonna touch you. So like, cause the height is smaller. The city to me is. I'll say this. It's I cracked it because I spoke Spanish. So they would just come and talk to me, and they would just give me different drivers when I would go from Antigua down to the city. They would chat with me, and then I'm trying to remember. Actually, I met a girl, and she put me on a game in the city. We hung out one night. The day kind of went left afterwards, but she had put me on a game. We went shopping, and then we kind of did our thing, and then after that the city was open to me. But the thing is with Guatemala, I'll tell anybody, you kind of got to get a tour guide, and I want to give y'all maybe you could say for your Patreon people IP, because I actually do have intel. Like I said, I went to some clubs where most I still don't hear even tourists like on TikTok, they don't even know about this stuff. So I'd be sitting there like I'd be laughing like, nah man, it's the city is they're much more aggressive in the clubs in the city, because if they see you in the daytime, it's like they feel like they might get a little bit judged a little bit, because the women there, I would tell you, like for Latinas, they're not 3 or 4s. Like most of them in Antigua, I ran into more single moms and 3 or 4 types. In
Ooh.
Guatemala City, it's more like the what they call fresas. That's the term for bougie chicks. It's a lot more bougie chicks in the right spots. Keyword: the right spots.
Well, let me ask this then, Javi, right? Obviously, Bryson believes that Guatemalan chicks don't look good facially, body wise. What's that? Don't look good facially, body wise, brother. Javi, do you agree with that? Are there dimes out there? So hold on, sorry, so hold on, Javi, right?
Mhm.
A dime to me, right? Body
Mhm.
wise, slim, thick, right?
Mhm.
Flat stomach, not no BBL, not no chest job, proportionate, slim, thick, curvy, flat stomach, 5'5" to 5'7", perfect height for a woman. And then a cute face. Can we find that in Guatemala, or do we find,
Ye-
sorry, brother, the fridge type, body type, the the weird faces? Break it down for
mhm.
us, bro.
So there are dimes in the city. It's not a lot. I would say what I would rank Guatemalan women. They're like in the city. Keyword: the city. The rich spots. They're like average. They're like 5. I would say like a 4 through like a 6 or 7. Like a 6 or 7 will be considered bad there. They're not really curvaceous women. Most of them are gonna be like slim, kind of slim waist, but they're more like they remind me of yeah, they're not as curvy as Mexican women, because when I went to
Mm.
Mexico, the women there are curvier. They remind me of like watered down Costa Rican women, like the white Costa Rican women. But it's like but that's the best way I can describe. I don't have photos of these. I could pull up some photos if I can dig through my. I got to go online or go through Instagram. They're not 10s, but I would say like on a good day for them is like a 6 or 7, probably for real, for real. So he's not wrong on the women thing. He's not wrong, but I don't think they're as ugly. It's just you got to go to the city because everyone says I'm like, nah, they're ugly. I'm like, the town girls are like the Puebla chicks, but the city girls, nah, because they travel. A lot of people I know from the city, they go to Italy or they go to Mexico City. Like they get around a little bit more, so they can't really go out their country looking too frumpy. I'm gonna be real with you on that.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need that full breakdown from you, Javi, big time. But Javi, you know my IG, send me a DM, brother. Welcome back,
Yeah,
bro.
I'll connect. And Bryson, yeah, if I'm gonna stay up here for a few seconds, I'm gonna mute myself. But if you want to connect, I mean, I'm down to like follow you on IG or something so we can chop it up about Guatemala because I don't
Okay.
meet that many people that go over there. I didn't want to
Okay.
also
Yeah.
seem like I
Yeah.
came in and wrecked your thing. That wasn't my goal. It was just
Hey, bro. I got a
If you put
quick
your
question.
IG in
Like,
a private chat.
yeah,
Hold that question there, Terrell. Sorry, hold that question there, bro. Let me bring Jam. I'll go to you after that, Terrell, just so we spread the love here, bro. Hold on, bro. Jam, turn your camera off, please. Camera off, Jam. Let me bring Mr. Jam in the background. What's going on, Jam?
Hey, I was just enjoying the intel that the what was his name? I think it's yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to get some intel on just how they treat you overall, right, as a black man, there, right? So, I think the brother that was talking, I forgot his name. I think all of us said it, and no one's ever. I don't think he said his name, even though we've all said we forgot his name. But he's a tall brother, right? He's like 6'2", 6'3". That's around my height. And the people there are short, right? Um, are they fearful of you when you walk around? Have you noticed anything of that? I mean, I'm sure that height plays into a factor. Is there any of that going along there when you're in Guatemala, or do you not
That
recognize that?
you know that's funny that you say that because I mean in the USA I'm probably taller than average, so a lot of people even comment on it. But um, I was thinking, man, they're gonna see this black tall guy, they're gonna be freaked out. Everybody's gonna be staring at me. But no, I don't think that it was anything negative at all. I think the people were nice and respectful from my perspective on it.
Okay, but do they
Okay.
look at you like I'm not sure if you've been to Asia, right? But if you go out there, you definitely stick out as a foreigner, right? Is it similar to that? There's not. You said there wasn't many black people in Guatemala, so do you get a lot of looks? Like
Oh,
how does that?
there actually is black people in Guatemala. I think it probably could be around 5% black population, but I mean, you'll see them every now and then. They're not, but they're Guatemalans, like they're ethnic Guatemalan people, and they're taller than average. But and I've been to Asia, and I know the vibe there. It's not as extreme as Asia. They're not going to be like, and I've seen some of these. Because I mean, I went to Seoul, and like the women in Seoul would just be staring me down. It would be like I would be like a zoo animal or something like that. But it wasn't like that in Guatemala, and I don't know why, because I'm definitely like I definitely stick out, but I never felt like it was like that. You know what I'm saying?
Woman, probably said
All right,
women
thanks.
still were saying they were saying you down. Is it or in terms of lust or in terms of like you being or like a freakish look?
Ah man, I don't know. That's the one thing when I was in Korea, like wherever I'd go, like I mean, the girls would stop and stare sometimes, like, and it would just be the weirdest thing. And like I don't know what they were thinking or like what was going on. It's not like they talked to me, or it wasn't like. I mean, one time I tried to talk to the girl that was like staring at me, and it's like obviously she's obviously staring right at me, and just like her jaw drops, just staring at me. And I talk to her, she doesn't say anything, just walks away. Like so, I mean, yeah, yeah, like and I've talked to some Koreans, and they said, "Oh no, I think what happened maybe is she didn't know English, but still, it was just very cold." But I was in Itaewon, and it was just like there would be women like looking me up and down. You know how men look at women? That's like, especially black men, like that's how they were looking at me in Itaewon. It was just insane. So, I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but I mean, my ex told me, the one from Korea. She said like if you went to Korea, she even told me she would be worried because she knows that so many women would be after me if I went there.
Wow, damn! Being 6'2", 6'3" is a cheat code for Jam and Bryson. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so Mr. Terrell, do you want to have a question to our guest, bro?
No, I don't
What
have
the?
any
Yo.
question. That wasn't.
Oh, sorry. What was that background noise? Flipping heck! Just had to make sure things were PG here. And anyone of y'all watching some sort of naughty videos, just in case?
I'm
Wasn't me,
muted, man.
IP.
Okay. Whoa.
I'm,
All right.
I'm literally. I turned off the TV. I'm in the living room, empty by myself. So,
What the flip is that? All right, carry on. Say it, bruv. Carry on, bro. It's gone now. Go on, Terrell.
so I got a question. Like, so, bro, he's been over to South Korea, right? Is that what he was saying? He was talking about. He been in South Korea.
Yeah, but keep
Yeah,
it on Guatemala, please, just so we don't go too off topic, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was just gonna ask about the comparison between the femininity between Korean women and Guatemalan women.
I will. Okay, like, I won't. I don't want to just say Guatemalan women. I'm just gonna kind of say Latinas. I would say, I'd actually say Latinas are more feminine. I mean, than Korean. I mean, if you were meeting like a girl from Thailand or something or like that, yeah, I think maybe the Thai woman could be more submissive, but not Korean. But I mean, like the girl I dated was, I mean, she wasn't submissive at all. So, you know, I mean, it depends, but I feel like, I mean, and this is a kind of a controversial opinion on this channel, but I think maybe Korean women aren't as submissive as you think. But yeah, I'd say Latina women are probably more submissive in my opinion.
So, did you date? Were you dating any Guatemalan chicks or mix and match? You know what I'm saying? Hopping around. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'll just be honest. I didn't hook up with any Guatemalan women out there. I dated a couple Latinas, and my experience was a lot better, I think, versus the Korean women I dated, and they were a lot more submissive.
Okay.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. No, definitely tell us your opinion there, Bryson. Interesting about South Korean chick. Was she from Seoul? Your ex-girlfriend?
She was from a little city. I think it was called Hwasan. I don't think it's a very popular city. Yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, well, you know, and I was young and naive. I think I kind of made a mistake, but yeah, she's like, you know, she's really into feminism, and she's like really kind of aggressive, and man, I felt like a black woman, but she was Asian. It was, you know, she was tough to deal with, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
that's crazy. How long did you maintain a relationship with her?
I mean, we were a serious couple for about 10 months. We were living together. The first 3 months was traveling. So, but yeah, we were living together and everything. But I mean, it was a tough relationship. And she was always fighting me.
She was
really
always
combative.
challenging you.
Always. It was always a challenge. I always had to kind of prove, like, you know, like
no,
who's boss. Like, she was like, one time she came up to me. She was like, you know, I don't feel like cooking. Like, you know, like, but like I was like, man, you better get into the kitchen. Like, I don't know, like, you know, like.
And she did, or she pushed back.
And, yeah, she did. Yeah, but you know, but she was.
Yeah, I don't feel like providing. That would be I don't feel like providing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what?
No, I mean, she was just all about drama. It was just really, you know. It was breaking. She would start a lot of problems. She had a lot of emotional problems. So, you know, and then maybe I'm a little bit salty towards Korean women after that experience. I mean,
Bryce, the only thing that you should allow her to be aggressive with is when she's on her knees, bro. That's it. Let her. You know what I'm saying? Let her. Hey, that's PG. IP. That's PG.
That's PG. That's PG.
Man, I'll tell you, she locked me out. What she did. So I mean, mind you, I met this girl. We were traveling, and she moved into my house in the States, and I kid you not, she locked me out of my own house. No. I will never forget. Oh my God.
IP, do you hear what we dealing with? Do you hear what we dealing with? This shit, what? This wild.
Yeah, it was, man. That's not even the half of it, man. It's not even that. If I was, it was, she was my first girlfriend. If I, now I would never deal with that type of stuff. But I didn't even.
You said you're a
Yeah.
teacher now, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
are you a teacher in America, or are you teaching overseas, or?
In the States, but I mean, I'm probably gonna take off to Europe in a couple of months. But yeah.
Awesome. All right. So Jam,
Yeah.
do you have any questions for our guest?
I mean, yeah, but I guess I'll. I mean, there's a lot of questions I had about the story right now, so I guess I'll bring it back to.
Sorry, Jam. Bryson, how long do you have left, bro? Past the 1 hour.
I can stay on. I can stay on. Yeah, just when we end is when we end. Cool.
Okay, just want to make sure I respect your time. Hold on, Jam. Shout out to Mr. Dark Ronin for the $299 super chat, super sticker. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Sorry, Jam. Carry on, Jam. Sorry, bro.
All right, 2 quick questions, and then we'll talk about Guatemala. Just 2 quick questions about that story. That Korean chick, was she Korean American?
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. She wasn't Korean. She was from Korea. Yeah, straight.
Oh
Korean.
my God.
Yeah. No,
Okay, I'm not too shocked. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just saying, like, I see, and that's what I really learned, man, when I was with her. It's like, because I kind of was thinking I'm gonna get this sweet, submissive Asian woman. She's gonna be like easy to deal with. Like how you imagine, but it wasn't like that at all, man. Like, in fact, like, I feel like she was, yeah. I mean, she was aggressive, domineering. I mean, it was probably the feminism stuff, but yeah, man. Like, it wasn't what you'd expect from an Asian woman, But all of them are different,
Yep.
It's all about the person,
Whoa, wait,
No,
wait, Bryce. You sorry, brother. Bryce, you don't know about feminism, that like that South Korea is a feminist.
I was just about to say that. I was
stronghold?
going to say there's a 4B movement in Korea for the women. So the feminism is actually pretty strong there. And actually, listening from IP streams and people who talk there, they kind of tend to agree that the women are stronger there. Now, they say that it's worth it making up in other areas, but I think that's their way of saying the women are more domineering over there. But yeah, look up the 4B movement and you'll see it's not typical for Asia as a whole, but in Korea, yeah, it's really strong there. It's really strong.
Oh, well, yeah, man. I mean, she was a mad feminist too. I mean, I'm not even really like out here, like I'm not even I'm not the most domineering man in the world, man. But this was just the next level feminism. I mean, I would get home from work. I'd get home from work and she'd just pull up this feminist article. She'd be like, like, so what do you think about men joining the army? Women shouldn't join the army because it's a man-made war. I was like, damn, I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse. I don't mean to curse, but I'm just saying, like, and what I would do is I would try to dodge the question because she'd be reading feminist books, articles daily. So I eventually I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in the pocket. I'm gonna dodge the question. And I'm just gonna try to avoid it. And then she would even catch me. She was like, I was like, she asked me this question. I was like, oh, I just, how was your day? And then she was like, you think I'm stupid? I'm not, you're dodging the question. So it's just,
oh
like,
my
man.
God.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So I got a quick question.
Wow.
Did you help her immigrate? Did you help her immigrate to the States?
No. Like, she just came with me. Like, she just came with me back to the States. And
Like, how is that possible?
Well, she with her passport. It's just you can Korea can enter the U.S. visa free, and then yeah.
Oh, so you're saying because of the war, they got a special privileges?
Well, I mean, yeah, South Korea has a pretty good South Korea has one of the best passports in the world.
I think what he's saying is that she just traveled there to live with him for a short time, and now she's back in Korea, just like how we do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Exactly.
Wow. Carry on, Jam.
All right. Well, bring this back to Guatemala, although there's a lot to unpack with that Korean story. Bring this I'll wait until the Korean stream or in the next Korean stream. Bring this back to Guatemala, right? You mentioned the food, right? Now, I'm a strict vegetarian. how would I do there in terms of food? Would it be tough for me? Like, how would that work?
Oh, dope. I'm a vegetarian too. I had no problem out there. I think most of the diet caters to meat eaters, but and I'd say this about Mexico too. Although it is mostly meat focused, I think it's really easy to find vegetarian options like the tortas I was talking about. That actually the tortas are their main dish, and that's vegetarian for the most part. Yeah, that's vegetarian. Oh, yeah, that's a vegetarian dish. So their main dish is vegetarian, and I would have a lot of street food. And I thought it was a good country to be vegetarian in. Actually, I was really impressed with the food, with the vegetarian options out there.
Okay. All right, fantastic.
Just more on that a little bit. There's a lot of it's kind of backpacker friendly, and then there's a lot of vegan, alternative vegan restaurants, vegetarian, all that. So you won't have any problem.
Yeah, I'm actually vegan, so I'm glad you said it. That answers my question perfectly.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
The next question I had, right, is about the average build, right, of a Guatemalan chick. I know you said they're not attractive in your opinion, right? But what is the build like? You heard the way IP was describing the build, right, about the women. Like, you think you could give your description?
Yeah. I don't know who the guy was that was talking the last time, but I think he got a spot on. They're not because Mexican women are pretty thick. I mean, yeah, it's like they're kind of some of them are really indigenous, and they're usually skinny and they have a really awkward body, man. I haven't, it's hard to compare to another country because I think it's like almost like yeah, it's I think I wouldn't necessarily say they're skinny, but they're kind of maybe medium build, but they don't have like a good like body. You know what I mean? It's not, they don't have like,
the fat doesn't land in the right places. Is what you're saying? Okay,
they're not. Yeah, the fat is not in the right place. Exactly. Yeah, they're not curvy. It's like they're not necessarily skinny. They're like medium, but it's not like they're curvy women, no. And they're very short. They're very, very short.
Well, I like that because it makes me feel even taller. I'm already a tall dude, but feel real tall around the Latinas. I feel like I'm Superman. But
right. No, I mean, you feel like you're Superman out there, if you're tall like this. Yeah.
Like, I'm only an inch shorter than you. I'm 6'2", but I'm pretty big. So when I go to Asia or I go to Latin America, I feel like when you're in America, we're just on a little bit taller than average. We're not like super tall. They don't look at us like basketball. But you go to Asia, basketball player, that's
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I have no problem using that to my advantage, man. Like I'm not ashamed of it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, likewise, brother. Likewise. But okay, so if you're not willing to do the outdoorsy, adventurous, all that type of stuff, what is another reason to go to Guatemala, right? Because obviously, you're saying the women's not really good there. I don't think at least from what you've been saying on your stream, I don't think you'd recommend living there long term unless you already have a partner that you're bringing with you. So what's like another good reason to go there if you're not into like the outdoorsy retreat forest that you might find there, or?
I think I would just. I mean, the culture is pretty cool. You could go there for I mean, I don't know if this is the same thing, but like there's like all these amazing archaeological sites like from the old Mayan Empire or whatever that was. Like there's all these beautiful pyramids, and like different like mounds and it's incredible some of the stuff that these people were able to build like in the ancient societies in Guatemala. So like that type of thing is really great. The culture is interesting. I mean, I think it's like what I think with Central America, it's with Central America, it's kind of like it's similar to Mexican culture, but less strong, So yeah, I mean, I'll probably go to Mexico for culture, but the culture there is pretty cool too.
Awesome. All right, let me switch.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate.
Sorry, Jam. Let's go for another 5-10 minutes. Gonna need to wrap it up soon. Do you have any last question there, Mr. Terrell? Mr. Terrell Boxley, any last questions? You've dropped there, Terrell. Mr. Jam, any last questions there, bro? Is it my internet? Can you hear me, Bryson?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, what's going on with Jam? And Jam, you there? Jam? Okay. All right, Jam, I'm gonna have to drop you off there, bro. We need to wrap it up. Appreciate you, bro. Mr. Bryston, thank you, brother, for your time, for this incredible live stream, bro. We're looking forward to having you in the future, bro. We got classics on the way. Any closing statements you have about Nicaragua? What? Guatemala, bro. I'm getting confused here.
Oh yeah, I love Guatemala, man. I mean, you know, like definitely the situation. I mean, I to be honest with you, I didn't meet any women there, but the nature was beautiful. I loved exploring the ancient ruins. You know, it was a very peaceful time, you know, and you know, it was a beautiful experience. I would definitely recommend going. So, you know, yeah, that's all I could say. I think it's the best country to visit in Central America if you were trying to do that also. So, yeah, I have, you know, nothing but good things to say about Guatemala. You know, but it's more for the nature, you know. That's kind of where or maybe to see the ruins, like nature to see the ruins. That's kind of what it's about. But do you have any more questions for me? You know, before we drop it off?
No, bro. No, brother. I want to say thank you, brother, for your time. Coming on here to break down Guatemala for us, brother. Looking forward to more future intel for you from you on the channel, brother. But of course, according to your time and pace. So thank you, Bryson, bro. Feel free to drop up anytime you want to, bro. I know you're a busy man, but we'll definitely touch base for the next country, okay?
Okay, all right, cool. Let me know. You know, I've been to like 35 countries, so you know maybe we could talk about another country. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Bryson. Salute, brother, and have a great day ahead.
Yeah,
a week ahead.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks. Yeah, have a good day.
You too, brother. Peace out, bro. Awesome. So
Bye.
that was Bryson there. Appreciate him for coming on here and dropping intel for the brothers. I'm put your mute there for your privacy. So, brothers, another new country. The goal is to get every country on planet Earth done, right? On this channel to give you a passport perspective. I want to say, brothers, right? Join the Python course, okay? I can't emphasize any more as to how it will change your life, how it will kickstart your IT career, how we're making moves. We'll be making moves, right, to, you know, to get you out of the matrix. You gotta join the Python course, right? You gotta be more in tune with the international passport ecosystem. Okay? You gotta do it, brothers, because you know the matrix gonna try and keep you in the matrix. The matrix gonna try and keep you in the matrix. I'm gonna get you out the matrix. Me, Theo, the prominent passport bros, we gonna get you out the matrix, man. Cause it ain't a game up in this mofo, bruv. Okay? It's not a game. We gotta keep pushing forward. Always forward, never backwards. We got countries to conquer, businesses to build. Okay? We gotta dominate. Right? Let's keep pushing forward. Do you want it? Do you want it? Right? Do you want to get out the matrix? Just do it. take that leap of faith. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, man. We're gonna be all right, man. We gotta keep pushing forward. Always forward, always forward, always forward, never backwards. I'm gonna need y'all brothers to join the Python course. I'm gonna need y'all brothers to get into IT and start moving like kings abroad. We have to have an international perspective. We have to have an international perspective. Okay? The West is finished. It is crumbling before our very eyes. We gotta move forward. Every day I wake up and I think about how can me and the brothers break out the matrix every day? It's through IT, it's through traveling, it's through moving correctly. You can do it, brothers. We can do it. We can do it, man. So, if you've been to a country, if you know someone that's been to a country that we've not touched upon, send me a DM on IG. I will get back to you. Okay? Reach out to me. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Bryson. Feel free to unmute yourself, bro.
Oh man, I had to come out, and I know this is a little weird after you just did the the closing thoughts and everything, but I just wanted to say, man, when I was when I was leaving Guatemala, um, they said I was an illegal immigrant, so so what they did is they were like, you got to pay us or you're going to jail, because I guess there was some crazy thing with the stamp. So I wonder if there was some drama with the situation. I wonder maybe they were judging me because I had a U.S. passport, because it was just a really really messed up situation. So right when I was leaving there, but I guess I think that's an isolated incident. But yeah,
Huh?
like when I was out, huh?
So wait, was it when you left Guatemala, when you were in the Guatemala airport, when you were going for customs, you were stopped by a border force and they thought you were an illegal immigrant?
Yeah, so I was going to Nicaragua, to meet this girl and everything, and then so what happened was is that yeah, when I was leaving to get to El Salvador, they said I was an illegal immigrant and like I was going to be arrested. And then I was like, oh my god, and then it was just complete, it was complete BS because I mean, I was there, I U.S. passport, I can stay for 3 months. I was there for about maybe 3.5 weeks, if that, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to a month. So I know I wasn't over my time, and and I was leaving. I wasn't trying to stay, so it was just a ridiculous situation. But when I was out there, I met a lot of people that came up to me and they said they were deported from the U.S. So I wonder if it was some definitely some weird. It was a weird coincidence because I was like doing human resources for America. I was like, man, I know you were deported, bro, but I don't have nothing to do with that. So
How much did you have to pay for them to leave you alone?
man, that was like, so what happened was the border officials were like they're gonna arrest me, and then the bus driver just went around the back and was like, yo, like I don't know what he said, but he was like, okay, give them $100 and they'll like look the other way, you know. And I was like, man, like so I was thinking about just like bolting, you know, but like the Dutch girl actually convinced me to just pay the money. So
Wow.
yeah.
Did you have
Yeah, man.
$100 in cash with you, or did you go to the cash point ATM to put it out?
I might have had to get it from the ATM. I don't remember exactly. I think I got it from the ATM. Yeah.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, it was, and I really loved Guatemala when I was there. But yeah, you know, when I went to Antigua, there was a guy who said he was deported, and it was weird. It was almost like poetic, you know. And then I went to Lake Atitlan, there was a guy who said he was deported. And then when I went to Flores, there was a guy who told me that he was deported. And they would all like the women didn't come up to me. It wasn't the women that came up to me. No, it was the men that got deported from the U.S. You know, that's who came up to me. So yeah, man, I don't even know what I was, if I was supposed to learn something from this or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I guess I saw what it felt like to be treated like that, you know. And I don't think it was because of my race. Like, I don't think it was because I'm a black man. I just think it was because of my citizenship, you know.
Wow. Thanks for
You know.
that story. Go on, bro. Carry on.
Yeah, but so, you know, I think a lot of black men can think, you know, they're discriminated against because of their race, but you know, I think they were seeing me as an American, and they saw all that stuff that the U.S. did out there, and yeah, you know, I think that probably had something to do with it, you know.
Wow. Thanks for great. Thanks for letting us know that story, Bryson. All right, brothers, I'm gonna wrap up right now. Suits y'all. Hope to see y'all during the Python course. Only a few spots left. It is going quickly. Against IT, etc., etc. So, brothers, and I will see you, brothers, on the next video.